Hey everyone, and welcome back to the RedefineFX YouTube channel. So today I'll show you how to add shallow depth of field in Vray for 3ds Max. So this is my scene. I just have a few models here, and let's say that my goal is to have this flower in focus and everything else out of focus, just like in the example image. So first we're gonna need the Vray physical camera. Now be careful, because you may be used to just hitting Ctrl+C to make a camera. And even though this is called the physical camera, it is not the Vray physical camera. This is just the default 3ds Max camera. It still works. It's still gonna produce shallow depth of field if you play around down here, but it is not optimized to work with Vray. So what we actually need is just select the view that you want. So I already did that in my perspective view. And then go into your Vray toolbar and just click on this Vray physical camera. It will automatically create the camera from your view, just like you would with that Ctrl+C shortcut, and it's already in place. So you're gonna get a bunch of settings here, but most importantly you need to give the camera a target to tell it what you're gonna want to be in focus. So what you can do is just select the target, set it to local, and you can move that around to find your area of focus. The better way probably is just to enable the focus distance, and then you can drag this around until you find the exact spot that you know for sure you want to be in focus. So for me it's the edge of this flower, but what we need to do is just enable depth of field down here. So just click to enable that, and then I'll right click and we need to open the Vray VFB, the Vray frame buffer, and just click enable the interactive rendering so we can see what this looks like in real time. So the most important setting that will influence how much depth of field, or in simple terms how blurry the background will be, is controlled with the F number. The lower the F number, the more shallow the depth of field will be, or the more blurrier the background will get, but also you're letting more light into the camera. And you need to adjust for this additional light coming in by either increasing the shutter speed or decreasing the film ISO, right? So I'm gonna get this just right, and now I have some very nice shallow depth of field, and it's not overexposed. Now if I wanted less depth of field, I can just increase the F number to maybe, let's do 10 to make it extreme, just for this example. Now my image is too dark, so I just need to bring up the ISO to make basically the camera sensor more sensitive to light, or I can just lower the shutter speed as well to brighten up the whole image. So now as you can see, when it renders a little bit, the background is a lot less blurry, but we also adjusted the exposure as well. So just to recap, the two most important settings here to control the depth of field is the focus distance, which just controls which area of the image will actually be in focus. So you can control how shallow of depth of field you're gonna get. So as I lower the F number, I get shallower and shallower depth of field, but I'm also getting a brighter image. So I just need to lower the ISO, or I can increase the shutter speed to darken the image again and get the correct exposure with some very strong depth of field in the background. Now what you can also do is enable the vignette. So this will darken basically the edges of the image, just like real cameras would. So as you can see, our bowl over here is getting a bit overexposed. So turning on the vignetting actually works in our favor, because all we care about is this flower in the middle, and then everything else is sort of darkening to the edges. And I think I also have my lens effects turned on. So if I turn that off, you can see what kind of effect that does. It's just sort of giving you a little bit of bloom and glare around the brightest areas. And I have a separate tutorial on how to do lens effects on my channel if you want to check that out. So super simple, nothing to be afraid of here. Very easy to set up, and you can get some beautiful results this way. If you guys found this helpful, as always, I would very much appreciate a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I have a lot more tutorials on the channel. I'll be uploading more. Thank you again very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.